G'day mates, welcome back to Should I Go? I'm Jake, your Aussie guide. Today we're counting down 8 hidden gems in Germany, secret spots and underrated wonders most tourists miss. Forget the crowded Oktoberfest tents and the usual Berlin Wall selfies. We're going off the beaten path to discover medieval towns, quirky neighborhoods, and natural wonders that'll make you say, wow, I had no idea this was in Germany. So grab your sense of adventure and maybe an appetite, and let's dive in starting at number 8. But hey, stick around to the end for a special bonus hidden gem only native Germans know about. Also, I'd appreciate it if you would hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, ready? We're going to hidden Germany for some gem hunting. At number 8, we're starting in the heart of Frankfurt, but not the Frankfurt you think you know. Frankfurt might be known for its steel and glass skyline, but just a few blocks from the banking district, you'll find the true flavor of the city at Kleinmarkthalle, a bustling indoor market tucked between the modern skyscrapers of Germany's financial capital. This place is a local foodie paradise hidden in plain sight. Step inside, and you'll find over 60 vendors selling everything from fresh breads, cheeses, and exotic spices to regional specialties you won't find at the average tourist haunt. This bustling indoor market has over 60 vendors crammed into a historic hall, each offering something delicious. From regional sausages and smoked fish to imported spices and sweets. The atmosphere is warm, loud, and full of life. Locals come here to shop, snack, and chat with their favorite stall owners, some of whom have been working these counters for decades. It's not polished or touristy, and that's exactly why it's such a gem. One of the quirkiest things you can try here is handkesmit music, a tangy local cheese marinated in vinegar and onions. The music is a cheeky reference to the side effects, so consider yourself warned. Wash it down with a glass of Ebelwoi, Frankfurt's famous apple cider, or dig into a plate of grüne Soße, a chilled green herb sauce that's a true Hesse specialty. Beyond the food, the market captures something rare, that everyday joy of a city being itself. So if you want to see Frankfurt beyond the finance brochures, start here. Come hungry, leave happy, and maybe bring home a sausage or two for the road. Welcome to number 7, Hamburg's Speicherstadt, the world's largest warehouse district and one of Germany's most underrated urban marvels. Built between 1883 and 1927, these towering neo-Gothic buildings sit on timber pile foundations and stretch across a network of canals, giving the area a moody cinematic feel. It used to be a hub for storing coffee, tea, spices, and rugs. And today, it's been transformed into a cultural hotspot with museums, cafes, and boutique galleries tucked inside the historic facades. Wander through at twilight when the lights reflect off the water and the red bricks glow. It's pure magic. Most visitors head straight to the Reeperbahn or harbour tours, missing this enchanting, time-warped corner of the city. If you're into history, architecture, or just vibey places with a story, Speicherstadt is a feast. You can visit the International Maritime Museum, browse through antique dealers, or just stroll the bridges with a coffee in hand. And don't miss Miniature Wonderland, the world's largest model railway exhibit, hidden inside one of these old warehouses. It's like stepping into a living postcard, where old-world charm meets modern creativity. Speicherstadt proves that Hamburg is more than just a port city. It's a layered, living museum waiting to be explored. The number 6 hidden gem is tucked into the western edge of Hamburg. Here lies the Blankenese Treppenviertel, a steep, winding hillside neighborhood with around 5,000 stairs zigzagging through a maze of whitewashed villas and cobbled paths. Originally a fishing village, it later became a favorite retreat for sea captains and wealthy merchants, and today it still feels like a hidden seaside enclave. There are no cars here, just stone steps, ivy-covered fences, and views of the Elbe around nearly every corner. Walking here feels like you've stepped into a cliffside village somewhere in Italy or Greece, not a German port city. It's quiet, charming, and somehow completely off the radar for most visitors. What makes this place unforgettable are the views and peaceful atmosphere. Along the stairways, you'll pass flower-filled gardens, catnapping locals, and quirky little benches perfect for taking a break. Climb up to Sulberg Hill, grab a drink at the beer garden terrace, and you'll be rewarded with a panoramic view over the river and the ships drifting past. Head down the hill, and you'll end up at a small sandy beach along the Elbe, where locals kick off their shoes and sip cold drinks at the Strand Pearl Bar. Blankenese is part workout, part wonderland, and a total gem most tourists never hear about. Wuppertal's claim to fame isn't castles or cathedrals. It's a train that floats through the sky, and it's number 5 on our list. The Wuppertaler Schwebebahn, or suspension railway, is the oldest of its kind in the world, running since 1901 and still going strong. The track is suspended above the river and roads, making it feel like you're flying through town in slow motion. It's part public transit, part retro-futuristic thrill ride, and all charm. You'll glide past parks, shops, and neighborhoods with a bird's-eye view that's totally unique in Europe. Most travelers skip Wuppertal for bigger cities nearby, but this ride alone makes the detour worth it. Along the way, you'll learn the tale of Tuffy the elephant, who famously jumped out of the train during a publicity stunt in 1950. Don't worry, she survived and became a local legend. Today, murals and even dairy products carry her name. Ride the whole 13-kilometer route, hop off to explore local markets or the zoo, and enjoy a front-row seat to Germany's weirdest commute. It's one of those hidden gems that makes you feel like a kid again, curious, amazed, and wondering why all cities don't have a train in the sky. Number 4 is Bamberg, one of Germany's best-preserved medieval towns, and somehow it still flies under the radar. Built across 7 hills and known as Franconian Rome, the city's old town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with crooked timber-framed houses, narrow alleyways, and centuries-old churches around every turn. The highlight is the Altes Rathaus, or Old Town Hall, dramatically wedged into the middle of a bridge, half in one world, half in another. Legends say it was built there because the bishop wouldn't grant land for it, so townsfolk made their own. It's that kind of rebel spirit that gives Bamberg its charm. What really makes Bamberg magical is the vibe. It's historic but never stale. Locals sip smoked beer in traditional taverns, and the streets feel alive with stories from another time. Be sure to explore Little Venice, a row of colorful houses along the river that looks like something from a fairy tale. You won't find massive crowds or overdone tours here, just authentic German culture tucked inside a postcard setting. Bamberg is one of those places that makes you feel like you've stumbled into a secret. Number 3 takes us to Regensburg, one of Germany's oldest towns, with roots going back to Roman times, and it shows. The medieval center is almost untouched by war, giving you a real sense of what an old European city looked like centuries ago. You'll walk through narrow alleyways that open up into hidden courtyards, past patrician towers and Gothic churches that seem frozen in time. The stone bridge over the Danube, built in the 1100s, was once the only way to cross the river for hundreds of miles. It's not just scenic, it's historic to the core. Despite its deep history, Regensburg feels surprisingly lively. Students from the local university fill the cafes, and there's always music echoing off the cobblestones. Be sure to try the famous sausages at the historic Wurstkugel, a riverside stand that's been grilling them up for over 500 years. The whole town is walkable and packed with stories, yet it rarely feels touristy. If you're looking for a mix of Roman ruins, medieval streets, and a vibrant Bavarian vibe, this hidden gem delivers. Number 2 on our list is Mittenwald. Nestled in the Bavarian Alps near the Austrian border, Mittenwald looks like it fell out of a storybook, and somehow still gets overlooked. It's known as Germany's violin-making capital, with a legacy that dates back to the 1600s. The town is bursting with charm pastel-colored houses, with intricate Luftelmalerei, or alpine frescoes, snow-capped peaks in every direction, and a peaceful pace that makes you want to stay a little longer. Walk down the main street and you'll hear cowbells in the distance and church bells echoing through the valley. It's a postcard scene that somehow hasn't been swarmed by tour buses. Mittenwald is also a haven for outdoor lovers. In summer, hiking trails crisscross the surrounding mountains, leading to alpine lakes and rustic huts where you can grab a cold beer with a view. In winter, it transforms into a quiet ski destination, ideal for beginners or anyone who prefers cozy vibes over crowded slopes. There's even a fascinating violin-making museum where you can see traditional luthiers at work. Whether you're here for music, mountains, or just some peace and quiet, Mittenwald is a stunning escape from the usual tourist trail. Okay, before I get to the #1 hidden gem in Germany to discover, a quick reminder to please hit that like button and subscribe. Okay, now, onto our top spot. Germany might be famous for beer, but the Moselle Valley, my #1 pick, is wine country at its most scenic and serene. This region, stretching along the sinuous Moselle River, is lined with steep terraced vineyards and picture-perfect villages that feel untouched by time. Towns like Cochem, Bernkastel-Kues, and Traben-Trarbach offer medieval castles, riverside promenades, and cozy wine taverns on every corner. The local specialty is Riesling, crisp, fruity, and grown on some of the oldest vines in Europe. It's a place where sipping a glass of wine while watching boats drift by feels like the height of relaxation. One of the best ways to experience the valley is by boat or bike. There are scenic cycling paths that follow the river the entire way. Many villages offer wine tastings in cellars that have been in the same families for generations. You can tour castles like Burg Eltz or Reichsburg Kochum, or just lose yourself wandering the cobblestone lanes. Crowds are light compared to the Rhine, and the pace is delightfully slow. The Moselle Valley is Germany's quiet masterpiece, perfect for anyone craving nature, culture, and a glass of wine with a view. And since you got this far in the video, you deserve a bonus hidden gem. Here it is. Hidden in a quiet valley between the Moselle and Rhine rivers, Burg Eltz is the kind of castle that feels like it belongs in a fantasy novel. It's been owned by the same family for over 850 years and somehow escaped the wars that damaged so many other castles in Europe. Its towers, timbered balconies, and steep slate roofs rise straight from the forest, untouched and majestic. The approach alone, down a winding trail through thick woods, is pure magic. It's not crowded like Neuschwanstein, but just as jaw-dropping. Inside, you'll find rooms filled with antique furniture, original artwork, and one of the finest armories in Germany. Guided tours offer fascinating stories of medieval life, noble families, and hidden passageways. There's even a treasury packed with gold artifacts and knightly relics. But even if you just admire it from the outside, the setting alone makes it unforgettable. Burg Eltz is Germany at its most romantic, a hidden masterpiece tucked between the trees. What an adventure, mates! Those were 8 hidden gems in Germany that prove this country has so much more than the typical guidebook highlights. From secret food markets and tiny Baroque churches, to stairway neighborhoods, hanging trains, medieval brew towns, enchanted forests, fantasy bridges, and fairy tale castles. Germany is filled with surprises if you know where to look. Did I answer the question, should I go to Germany? I hope this list gives you plenty of inspiration to go off the beaten path and discover the wonders of Deutschland for yourself. Have you been to any of these spots, or do you have your own favorite German hidden gem? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, hit that like button and subscribe to Should I Go? For more adventures. I'm Jake, your Aussie guide and host. So until next time, happy travels, and remember, sometimes the best travel experiences are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for curious souls to find them.